Well, we've been telling you about the very fun and exciting July 4th event coming up tomorrow. And with us right now is Becky Jackson, who's our operations specialist, who's going to tell us about the transportation tomorrow. We also have Brian Gruner on, and Brian oversees the recreation division. So great to have you both on.
Thank you so much.
Brian, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
All right. So let's start with Becky, because there are some different provisions tomorrow for people who want to get around. Namely, there's not going to be parking over in the Clubhouse 2 area, because this is going to be set up for both the services that'll be there, and of course for people to set up their chairs. And therefore, for people who want to get over there, there's going to be a shuttle service, am I right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we do offer a shuttle service from the Community Center, Clubhouse 7, and also Clubhouse 1. There's going to be 2 shuttle buses coming from the Community Center to Clubhouse 2, and 1 from Clubhouse 7 and 1 from Clubhouse 1. So those are the 3 parking areas that we're going to be offering, and offering the shuttle services back and forth.
Okay.
There are some safety concerns that we want to go over, and also the limitations for the bus services as well.
Okay, great.
So one of the safety concerns is that we want to make sure that there's an understanding that there's only walkers and wheelchairs allowed on the buses.
Okay.
So anything that you want to bring over to Clubhouse 2 from the bus, you need to be able to carry it in your lap or between your legs.
Okay.
And people will have that opportunity to drop off larger items in front of Clubhouse 2 between the hours of 4 to 6.
Okay. And what you mean by that is
umbrellas.
Umbrellas and exactly.
Large
Some
chairs.
people have carts that they put all their stuff in, picnic stuff in. Yeah,
so we want to make sure that and also staff will be there in front of Clubhouse 2 to assist people with loading and unloading things from their vehicles.
Okay. Now, as far as the different shuttle services, obviously we're doing this because it's closed down over there, but there's a lot of parking in those areas as well for people to go to.
Correct.
Yeah.
So people will not be able to park over at Clubhouse 2.
Right. Now, as far as the people who drop off, I know, Brian, you told us about this the other day, that is exactly what it is. You go in and you turn around, you drop off your stuff, and then you go and park somewhere, then you come back and you can set up your things there.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So we will have some golf cart parking available at Clubhouse 2, but we're not going to have cars be able to park over there. And that's just really primarily for safety reasons. You know, we are expecting a large crowd to come out to the event. Right now we're anticipating about 2,000 is kind of our estimate. And if that happens, obviously we can't have cars driving around, and just for the sheer safety of our residents and the guests coming to the event.
Exactly, yeah, so that's a good point. Now, speaking of the buses, as far as earlier in the day, obviously it opens there at 4 o'clock. Early in the day, is the bus service going to be fairly normal? Now, we talked about this, in fact, when you were on the other day, Brian, about certain things that have the hours or are curtailed a little bit or closed. Obviously, the golf course is closed.
Yeah, so the golf course closes at 1.
The big golf course,
Yeah, so we're going to shut down at 1, essentially that whole facility over there.
Yeah, you were telling me there is it the ladies' golf?
The ladies' golf, they're going to have their round in the morning, and then we're going to shut down at 1. And then we're going to close, obviously, the pool starting at 1, as well as tennis, lawn bowling. Okay. Pretty much everything that's over there, activity-wise, will be shut down.
So people need to keep that in mind, definitely.
So as far as the bus service, there's only going to be 1 B bus offered, and that's for non-event transportation.
Okay.
Also, what I wanted to go over is the safety of the buses, because getting there, we figured a lot of people are just going to trickle in getting there. However, at the end of the event, when the fireworks are over, it's going to be mayhem. So we just wanted to warn people to be patient. Expect about a 1 to 2 hour delay for wait as far as getting on the buses or getting back to your vehicle.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So if we have a large crowd there, obviously our buses are limited to how many people they can take, and so we certainly encourage to be patient and you know, just calmness, and just we'll get through the process. So obviously safety again is our #1 priority in making sure everybody gets safely back home.
Yeah, and again, keep that in mind. This is true anywhere you go on the 4th of July.
Right.
The fireworks are going to be about, what, 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah, they're going to be about 10 minutes.
Okay, so let's just say the fireworks end about 9 because they're due to go off at about 8:45. In your mind, kind of think to yourself, I'm going to relax for another hour or so.
Right.
And if you're not driving, you're just taking a shuttle back to your back to where you are, and then you walk. Maybe have another glass of wine. But if you are driving, you don't want to be doing that. But in other words, think in your mind, think to yourself, this is not ending at 9. This is going to be ending more about 10.
Right.
And if you put that in your mind,
Right.
you can sit back, you can relax a little bit, and let some of the crowd go away.
Yeah.
And then also with loading on the buses, I just want to reiterate again that load straight on the bus. There's little lips on the sides of the ramp, and we want
Right.
to make sure that people are not trying to cut through on the sides because it's a big tripping hazard.
It is.
Once an accident happens, 4th of July could be a really fun event, but if a trip happens or an accident happens, it can really...
Exactly. Let me ask you one more thing about the buses, just so people aren't confused about this. Taking the shuttle over to Clubhouse 2, you will be parking at the community center or Clubhouse 7 or Clubhouse 1.
Correct.
The regular bus route that goes to Clubhouse 2 will not be operating.
Right.
Okay, so we want to make sure that people aren't in some area going, well, I can hop on the bus now and get over there. So
Right.
people we want to make sure that even and after the event, those buses are going to 1, 7, and the community center.
Correct.
And then from there, it's up to you to get in your car, or
Right.
if you can walk home, wherever it might be. Am I right?
Yep.
Okay. The only exception are the golf carts that can park over there. Am I right?
Yeah, and there's limited parking for that as well. It's not like we're going to be able
Yeah.
to fit everybody in there.
Yeah.
But we do have a designated spot for golf carts.
Okay. When will that be open? for golf
When the
cart
event
parking?
opens at 4.
At 4, the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I know in everything that I've gotten here is please do not arrive early. 4
Right.
o'clock.
Do
Am I
not
right?
arrive
Don't
early.
start
The
getting over
gates are
there
going to
at
be
3.
closed. So yeah, there's really no point in coming early.
Yeah, you have plenty of time.
Yeah.
Really you've got almost a 2-hour window in a sense to get over there.
Right. The
Yeah.
concert doesn't start until 6:15.
Okay.
We'll have some music going, and we'll play a few games with if we have kids there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So people can set up, they can relax, but there's no rush in being there right there at 4. It doesn't matter where you're going to be sitting in that area. You're going to have
Right.
a great view of the fireworks. So, just take your time, enjoy the day, and just relax and have fun.
Exactly.
Now, one thing I would like to point out, been hearing some things. So the event this year is free.
Right.
Because in the past we used to charge $5. However, the food is not free, so it's
Right.
not free food. We will have caterers there for
Yes.
where they can purchase food, and it's very reasonably priced, but the food is not free.
Right.
So-
And you're going to have an ice cream truck there.
Ice cream truck, kettle corn, popcorn.
Yeah, Martinez food.
Right.
So keep that in
Yeah.
mind. Bring some money with
Yeah.
you and all. Or you can bring your own food, of course.
Of course, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but
Yeah, they can have a little
especially
picnic.
with the ice cream truck there, that's kind of nice.
Right. And we'll have activities for the kids to do and things like that, and that's going to be free.
Okay, one other question, and I forgot to ask you this the other day. Expecting that many people, restrooms, Clubhouse 2, and also the golf building will be open
The
for
golf building is
restrooms?
going to be closed. We're
Okay.
going to have the restrooms open at Clubhouse 2. We
Okay.
will have some porta potties there as well.
Okay,
So we don't anticipate that being a big problem.
okay,
I think we have plenty of restrooms available for people to use.
all right, very good. Anything else you'd like to add?
Well, also with that being the kids and the guests, these are kids of the residents. One thing we do want to emphasize is that when going on and off the buses, all guests, children, grandchildren need to be accompanied by a resident with a
Right.
resident ID card.
Okay.
So if you are a resident and your family is going with you, make sure you have your ID card so we can identify you.
Yeah,
Another thing
Good point.
to expedite loading and unloading from the buses is load from the back. Start sitting from the back,
Exactly.
and then one thing is people get anxious once the bus stops. They want to stand up, And we want to ensure that everybody stays seated until the bus makes a complete stop, the door is open, and the ramp is deployed.
Okay, very good. So keep that in mind, right?
Yes.
Make sure safety first
Safety
for the
first,
entire
yeah.
event. That comes primary, and of course, everyone having a great time.
Right.
And take advantage of the bus shuttle, definitely.
And if I can just say one more thing.
Yeah. Sure.
So we're going to be loading the buses first. That's our first priority, is to get the people out of the facility. And then if people have stuff that they need to pick up, that's going to be kind of like the last priority, where we'll allow cars to drive in finally, where they can park and start loading their cars up. So people first, stuff second.
All right. Very good. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate
Thank you.
it.
Yeah.
And appreciate what you folks do and getting those buses all around, and this event that you've been instrumental with, Brian. So great. Thank you very much. Good to see you both. And
Good to see you.
we will be right back.